Hi, and welcome to another Type With Me. This week I want to talk about the use of sum and find within JavaScript. These are very useful functions, and like we saw a little weeks before, functional programming within TypeScript, well, it's very important to just do a lot of functional programming within TypeScript or JavaScript, it doesn't matter. So the first one that I want to discuss is the sum, and it's a very powerful function within the array object of JavaScript, and I really can recommend you to start using it from now when you saw this function in working, right? So here I have a list of people, right? And these people are heroes or no heroes, right? So we have a boolean there that indicates that. So now we want to see if they're in that list are heroes. So what we're going to do is var has heroes in list, right? We put it to false, and of course a lot of you will do something like this: people dot for each p, and then they will do something like this: if p dot hero, then they will say has heroes in list equals true, right? Of course, if we then do here console.log has heroes in list, we can execute this and we do dyno run index.js, and we have true, right? Because we did a for each here, and then we have here our printout. But this can be much faster and with a little less parts of lines or parts of lines. So what I do is here people.sum. Like we said, we're gonna see what the sum is, and then of course I want to return here a boolean, so I do return p.hero, and then of course here I just can do this here, right? Then we have people.sum, which is a function, and here in that function we have an expression, right? And that expression needs to return a boolean. So if I execute this, you will see here that it's true, but of course we can make it a little bit shorter. Hooray for the arrows, for the arrow functions, right? So big hooray for that. Great. Another great thing, so if I execute this, you will see it also works, but again, lesser lines of code, right? So it's cleaner, it's easier to read, so I can recommend to do this, right? Another thing that I was not aware of is the every. So we can do every on an array. And what does every do? Well, it will check that every object in that array has this thing true. If that is not the case, you will get false. So here we will have a false, right? Of course, if we turn everyone to hero here, also including me, right? So that's great. I want to be a hero, and maybe I am for you guys, but right, nice. If I do here dyno run index.js, we get true here. So, and again, if I turn myself into not a hero, you will see here that it's again false. So that's also very powerful if you really want to check something in these arrays, that condition is always be true there. Then you can do something like .every on that, and that will work just fine. Right, so let's go for find now. So we can do here find, and then here first hero, and then here also we can do first hero. So the find methods. Here we'll have also a condition, right? So it needs to be hero, and when it's a hero, then it will just return that hero to you. So I'm also gonna put here false, and then of course you will see when we run this, you'll see that we get Iron Man back, which is great because that's the first hero here in our array. So you see here that we have the same function, arrow function in here, right? So what we could do also is have something like this, var condition, right? And then have this here, right? And then you can just do here find condition, right? And then we have here our first hero. But if we want to have a list of heroes, we can do people dot filter, same condition, right? And then of course I want to have my list of heroes, so I do console.log, I do heroes, and then of course I print this out, and then we have our list of heroes. So like I said before, functional programming within JavaScript and TypeScript is very powerful. Really, it's really important to know your possibilities within arrow functions, right? And then start using them. Even there, you can very easily have some kind of condition. You put it into a separate file, and then everywhere in your code you can just use that condition and try to work with that very powerfully. So try to avoid for each loops, right? And try to use something like .find, because it makes your intentions clearer. You know that you're gonna find something in your array, and it would be the first hero here. Or with the .filter, well, your intent is that you want to filter on your array, that you only have the heroes there. Or with the sum, that you just want to check if something is in the array, if you have an object, or if you have something like that. So in my case, your intention is much clearer, it's easier to read, it's shorter. So really try to use this instead of for eaches, right? Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you will apply these things to your code. Thank you very much, and I see you next time.